Georgia rep issues warning on national security force and gun ban. Okay? In the wake of Barack Obama's sweeping victory, at least one congressman is warning of things to come. Representative Paul Brown of Georgia, there's one of your elected officials down in Georgia, has told the Associated Press he considers Obama a dangerous Marxist who may act on his promise to organize a domestic national security force on par with the U.S. military. So you Sharon viewers, you worldwide viewers, isn't that exactly what Hitler did? We need another national, quote, security force. Have you seen the police state growing around you? You know, it's funny. When the mob goes and, tries to take over a town or a city or whatever, or just a barrio or whatever, what do? They knock over a couple things, then they send in their guys and they say, how'd you like to buy insurance so that your business doesn't get knocked over or burned? That's how I feel about 9/11. The people that perpetrated 9/11, we're not told who they really are. We're told a lie and a fictitious story about 19 hijackers and all this other garbage, and none of it turns out to be true because, once again, the physical evidence doesn't jive, okay? But more importantly it's the same mob mentality where after they, perform the nefarious act or whatever, then they come back and they sell you insurance. What you need is a national security force. You need you need to take your shoes off, okay? You need to do this. You need to show your identification 7 times because you could be Al-Qaeda. And this whole thing, security, national security, everything's done for national security. The Patriot Act, the Military Commissions Act, the John Warner Defense Authorization Act, the warrantless wiretapping, all this based on lies. But once again, what did the mob do? The mob would come in and they'd burn down one business, and then they'd go to the other businesses and say, you need to buy insurance. And then people could say, look, since the mob's in town, no more businesses burned down. That was the thing Bush and Cheney were, well, since we did all this and that, or whatever, we haven't been attacked. Hey, they haven't even told us who the real attackers were, and all the lies that they fed us turned out to be, false. So I can't believe anything they say. If I know that these people torture people, I stop believing them right off the bat. If I find out they have secret prisons, it's no time to listen to them. They start unwarranted, unjustified wars based on lies. No, don't buy that. Stop buying all the lies. And your major media, you people have to wake up. You have to ask questions. So anyway, here's a congressman who said, hey, you know what? Representative Paul Brown of Georgia, he was talking to the Associated Press, he said, he's seen this before. And I think he said that's exactly what Hitler did in Nazi Germany, and it's exactly what the Soviet Union did. And here's Barack Obama, who's getting the baton handed to him from Bush. You think there's a difference. When I say you think, by not voting for McCain, who was the same as Obama anyway, that you're getting a difference because Republican and Democrat are different. I'm here to tell you. Have you been lied to? Have they made you believe there's a difference? I try to think of the Grey Poupon commercial. There is no difference. So, that I thought was interesting news. And once again, we had a Thomas Jefferson quote, so you can understand that 200 years ago, they understood what fiat money was. Money based on nothing, created by a private bank that you pay taxes and interest for. Every penny that you pay in income tax. That's right, all you people that think the world will end if we stop paying income tax. Every penny you pay goes to central bankers, goes to the Federal Reserve. Every single penny of your income tax. It doesn't pay for a highway. It doesn't pay for a school. It doesn't pay for the army. Sorry to let you down. Every penny you pay in tax, every single penny you pay in income tax goes to the Federal Reserve. So, that private banking cartel, glad they could get you to slave for them. Now, another little interesting thing for tonight's show. We have you ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones? Yeah, kind of interesting, huh? Oh, 4 little pieces of granite located in Georgia. Someone put up, but they didn't really want to leave their name. Who did it? The Georgia Guidestones. What do you know about them? Doesn't make it in your news every day. But here's like a monument. They call it the American Stonehenge. Yeah. So, what can we tell you about the Georgia Guidestones? Well, on one of the highest hilltops in Elbert County, Georgia, stands a huge granite monument engraved in 8 different languages, don't you know? On the 4 giant stones that support the common capstone are 10 guides. I love this, or commandments. This is pretty good, okay? The monument that is alternately referred to as the Georgia Guidestones, or the American Stonehenge, okay? Though relatively unknown by most people, It's an important link to the, let's see, they got it as a cult hierarchy that dominates the world we live. We'll let you figure that out, but I'll go over the 10 things that are written on the Georgia Guidestones, okay? This is something you don't see every day, but let's go over number 1. Once again, in 8 languages, that's on the 4 stones, on 2 sides on each stone. So we have a different language for every one. We have number 1, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Now think about that, viewers and listeners. 500 million. Do any of you have any concept of what the Earth's population is today? I'm here to tell you it's more than 500 million. I think in China they got 1 billion or 2. So my question to you viewers is, the people who met these stones up, these Georgia Guidestones, how are they going to get rid of the, I don't know, 6 billion down on 500. How are they going to get rid of the 5.5 billion people so that they can maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature? Boy, and these people could afford to have stones erected and carved and all. Yeah, so they get thoughts. Okay, who are these people? Okay, guide reproduction wisely. Well, geez, isn't that what eugenicists do? We're getting back to that Nazi thing, huh? Where you're not, fit and healthy enough to breed. We don't want that breeding stock in our society. Think about what these people have written, okay? Because you might find out that they're the members of your societies that John Fitzgerald Kennedy warned you about. These silly little secret societies and groups who feel that they should run your life, and they've got you believing that, my doctor knows best and my government knows best, and I don't know anything anymore. So maybe I should listen to these people and, get rid of, 4/5 of the world's population. So anyway, let's see, unite humanity with a living new language. Wow, we're going to unify them? Are these one world government type people? I've seen that with big globalist banksters. I don't know about you, but yeah, one language, a new language. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Yeah, fair laws and just courts. That sure does sound good, doesn't it, huh? Did you ever go to court against Monsanto? Should I even go there? Oh, that's right, OJ and stuff. Yeah, fair courts. All right, yeah. Okay, that's good thinking, fair courts. Oh, and if you have the dream team of lawyers, you get off. That's because the court's fair. All right, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Gee, you need kind of a world government to have a world court, don't you? Maybe these people want one world government. Just think if we had one world government and Hitler came to power. That'd be an interesting world, wouldn't it, people? How about Mao? He only killed 60 million. Hitler couldn't hold a candle to him. Okay, but oh yeah, one world government with one leader. Yeah, what happens when you get a bad leader? Things get pretty bad, huh? Okay, avoid petty laws and useless officials. I kind of like that already. Avoid petty laws. So I'm going for one of the 10 guides. Okay. Balance personal rights with social duties. Check that one out, people. Balance personal rights with social duties. What does that mean? Here in America, where we have a constitution that guarantees the rights of individuals, that won't work for the Guidestone people, will it? They want to balance personal rights. What does that mean? That means you got to give up your... Hey, come on. Think about it. This is people selling you the collective. Yeah, the Borg is back. They're selling you the collective where your individual rights and you as an individual doesn't count. That what you should do is you should give and you should work and you should do everything for the collective. Well, I got news for you. History's tried that. So many times it's painful when you think about what happens when people start doing that. I think you're better off with people working for the individual. And you know what? If somebody wants to work overtime, that's fine. If somebody doesn't, that's fine. But telling him to work overtime because the collective needs him to, yeah, you might as well have slaves there, No, anyway, the best cultures haven't been that way. So we'll see. But this is what your stone people want. Maybe they're Masons. This is all about stones, Okay, prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Ooh, that's a pretty vague one. That's almost like together we can. Here in Massachusetts, we have a governor named Deval Patrick. He rode into office with the sweetest thing, together we can. I think it ended up, together we can build more casinos. That was his big push when he got in. So we'll find out anyway. Stay tuned, you Massachusetts viewers. All right, number 10. And this one, I want you to listen to. This is, be not a cancer on the earth. leave room for nature, leave room for nature. So the first thing they want to do is pare the world's population down to 500 million from 6 billion change, and not to be a cancer on the earth. How do these people think? Do they think bad of humanity? That we are a cancer? Have you been conditioned by the media that man is a cancer on the earth? That you're bad? You inherently are bad. You're a cancer on the earth.